Kellogg Wildcat. As members of the Idaho High School Activities Association, the Student Advisory Council, and the statewide Sportsmanship Committee, remind you that sportsmanship objectives of educational institutions are top priority. Your cooperation and support of the values of respect and good citizenship are appreciated. Be an example to those around you. And now, starting with the Spartans. Number 5, junior, Eleanor White. Number 6, sophomore, Desiree Street. Number 8, freshman, Kylie Northcott. Number 9, junior, Allison Martin. Number 11, a senior, Abigail Summery. And number 12, a senior, Addison Perry. And number 1, a senior, Madeline Rose. Part of the quarterback, Mr. Hepler, assisted by Lindsay Trout and Connie Meehan. And now for the Wildcats.
Did not go great for Priest River in the first game. It was a clean sweep for the Wildcats. Wildcats.
That was early on, wasn't it? I mean, I feel like it was really early.
I mean, we're talking like 3 weeks ago. I actually think this might have been played before school had even started.
I think so too.
And the Wildcats had a couple league games before school started, which was kind of an incredible and insane thing to have happen. But you know, is what it is.
There was a lot that happened before school started this year. Just a lot of football and volleyball.
2 football games.
Yeah.
Whole gaggle of volleyball games. Wildcats playing their 3rd match in 3 nights.
Man, what a marathon for these Lady Cats.
And they're on a heater right now.
They are. They've just weathered it.
I mean, they've lost
incredible.
1 set in the last 2 matchups. They beat Bonners in 4, which was on the road.
On the road.
Ooh, miscommunication there. Beat Bonners in 4 up in Bonners. That's a big one. And then last night for Dig Pink Night, knocked off the Wallace Miners in what was...
And Wallace always, they get up for, I mean, I admire that. They just get up for Kellogg.
Might be one of the better Wallace teams I've ever seen.
Yeah, they were impressive.
You have... The one thing that Wallace historically hasn't necessarily done... And my wife, who's a Wallace volleyball player back in the day, we talked about this last night. They haven't hit. Like, they don't play a bump set spike style volleyball.
Right.
Historically, Katie Bauer has changed that culture, though. Now she has a ton of girls that can hit. I mean, she's probably got 3 or 4 on this team that I honestly believe would be incredibly
I felt like they hit from almost every position last night.
Everywhere. The Phillips girls, Savannah Smith, Lacey Dye, these are they're incredibly talented. One of the, and I'm not saying this in any disrespect, but one of the few times where I sit and I look at the idea of a conjoined Kellogg-Wallace volleyball team, like if we were all one school district, and go, dear Lord, you pair that up with what we have in Maddie Cheney and some of these other older girls, and goodness gracious, we would have an unstoppable team. They'd be just hitting for days. But, you know, it is what it is. Wildcats got the big win in a hostile environment, but I'm not entirely.
And I mean, in retrospect to your comments there, Josh, that really is the ultimate compliment to Wallace.
Yeah. Yeah.
Because I agree with you. I was like, they're hitting from everywhere.
Yeah.
And I was just so impressed. After I was the first set, and I was like, okay, they can't sustain this. And then about the second set, about halfway through, I was like, they can hit.
Yeah.
They're dialed in.
When you think of a volleyball match going 3 sets, you automatically assume that the losing team is bad. Oh, got him in 3, you know?
Yeah.
Couldn't even take 1 from him.
Right.
But
the 2 of those 3 were
25-21.
anybody's. It
Right.
could have gone either way.
When you're playing volleyball, when both teams are getting into the 20s, like sometimes a 3-set volleyball match can be more competitive than a 5-set volleyball
No,
match.
absolutely. And last night felt like that very, very much.
Wildcats showing a little bit of signs of fatigue early. They're just not fast starters. Yeah, they're not.
I understand it 100%.
We're historically not fast starters.
I think they were down. Were they down 5-0 to
5-0.
Wallace?
And at one point they were down 19-14 last night in that set number 1 before, if my memory serves, it was
there was a serving barrage by somebody.
Was it Zoe Brooks?
Could have been.
Zoe Brooks, I think, went on a 9-point run of her own, and then suddenly it was 23-20.
By the way, thanks to Jared Young and his crew for providing that stream for people like me that were not at Kirby Krulitz court, as you were, Josh, but I appreciate the hustle by Jared because we know how much it takes to put a live stream on.
We don't mean to brag, but between Wildcats Live and Channel 3, you're probably dealing with 2 of the better live streams compared to the alternative.
Compared to what I watched when the Wildcats went to Orfino last Friday, I felt like Madden 94 would have been an upgrade.
Yeah, it was Bo Jackson.
That was brutal.
Nothing like 8-bit football in 2022.
Was that Macy Jerome
Yeah.
with the wicked ace right there?
And the Wildcats really, the serve-receive situation has continued to be a thorn in the side. Whether it be just misplayed balls or not communicating. But, you know, right now for the Wildcats, Coach Steph Batchelder has Macy Jerome out there right in front of her near the free throw line. That'd be Emily Coe.
Emily Coe,
You got Abby Neff, the freshman do-everything player, kind of in the middle of the court. And then up front, you've got Maya Reynoldson, Maddie Cheney, and looking here, it looks like Izzy Davis.
Izzy Davis, that's correct.
Kind of just holding the fort down. And we had a little bit of a scoring issue. For a second, it said 11-6 up there. Something happened, but it's 7-5 Wildcats are on top right now. And those kind of plays right there. The hard part is, and we'll shout out to Buck Coe here in a second.
Yeah, he's the best.
We were having a conversation, Buck and I were, about, you know, the fact that Kellogg went into Bonners and beat him in 4. And he's like, it was kind of an upset. I go, do you think it really was an upset, or do you think we just played bad when we lost to him in that season opener? He goes, you know, we might have played bad, but what I just think is I think we've improved, and they just haven't.
Right.
And then I was like, oh, and he's like, you know, we lost players, and they just weren't normal players. We lost college players. Mm-hmm. So for the Wildcats, you know, to come out here and be in the heart of their season, I mean, playing a league match here, they've played 3 different classifications of school this week.
Yeah, and different classifications, but like strong rivalries.
Yes.
Like that was a rivalry sandwich right there.
Yeah.
Bonners and Wallace. Like, here you go.
And then the 2 newcomers to the CIL tonight, like it's just one of those things where you can't really teach how to play competitive sports in successive days.
No.
You know, you deal with it. I mean, your state for golf is a grueling 2 days.
Right.
And you could play really well on day 1 and just have a terrible day 2, or You can play terrible on day one and then make up a ton of ground.
Yeah, so much can happen each day.
And to play 3 games in 3 days and to be in a spot where the Wildcats are right now, I mean, they're on top. It's a little not pretty. It's not the best volleyball we've seen. In fact, I would go on to say that there were stretches last night that were some of the better volleyball that I had seen from the Wildcats.
Yeah, I agree. I'd say even the best and some of I don't want to say some of the worst because I want to give credit to Wallace.
Yeah.
It was some of their best stuff.
Oh.
I felt like I was saying, I was texting Lisa Cheney and I said, why are our girls sometimes seemingly surprised that the ball's coming back after a great kill?
Right.
And then I was thinking, well, I think Wallace really has that skill set that they'll get it back. They're not going to just concede. And I think our girls several times were like, whoa, the ball's coming back over. We killed that.
When I watched, Emily Coe, I think last night was the stat leader for the Wildcats, kind of across the board. And I almost think her stats would have been double what they were had it not been for some pretty good defense.
Yeah.
By the Miners.
Some serious digs.
Digging some stuff out that
well, they're minors, so
right.
They dig by nature.
They should dig. Oh, man. I hope someone's watching that and heard that from Wallace.
I mean, I hope so. I mean, like, I want to beat Wallace more than anything, but I also respect how much they have sustained and done such a great job in that community with their sports and schools.
And I love what Coach Katie Bauer has done there. I think a couple of years ago when Annalise Spooner was the head coach, she really did a good job, I think, laying the foundation for, hey, we're going to take volleyball seriously.
Right.
And then when she didn't want to do the job anymore, Katie Bauer was the right person at the right time to step in and say, like, all right, we've gotten it this far, now let's take it this far.
Yeah, for sure.
And now they're fun to watch. You know,
they are super fun to watch. I mean, they're as athletic as I've seen.
And they had their league MVP was one of their players for 2 years in a row. Riley Valley, you couldn't get a ball past her.
Yeah.
I mean, she was just that good. And the Wildcats, once again, kind of showing how talented they are right now, kind of imposing their will on the Spartans. You can hear the student body.
It's almost, Josh, like the Cats are saying, oh, this is a league match and this is a familiar foe.
Yeah.
We're back in our comfort zone.
Yeah, this isn't Grangeville or Orofino.
Not yet, no.
You know, we've played St. Mary's throughout the years with them being 2A.
Yep.
And then we've played Priest River, Timberlake, Bonners Ferry.
Yep.
So this is a familiar role. The only difference is you know, I guess league opponent, it's just the classification change is really the only thing that's different.
And is that, Josh, that's a lot mental, right? I mean, when you play Wallace, it's neither league but it's a rival, but it's mental. It's like, oh, gosh, we know these kids. This is kind of a rivalry for us.
You know, when I left last night, I saw some girls from Wallace who were leaving the gym with tear-streaked faces.
Yeah, I believe it.
For as good-natured as Dig Pink Night was,
Yep.
They wanted to win.
Absolutely. You could tell.
And they felt like they could.
Yeah.
And I felt like they could.
I did too.
I think I'm not disparaging anything, but I honestly feel like they're that good of a team. I wouldn't be surprised. And now that we're 2A and they're 1A Division 1, I mean, there's one classification separating us.
Right.
So it's really not surprising that this team would give us a good run.
Yeah, for sure.
And they should.
Yep.
But I fully expect to see them get some sort of postseason. Oh, here we go.
Yeah, I mean, it's taken a while, but the student body is back. I mean,
you know, there's not as heavy.
I don't see many football players down there.
Yeah, and
they might be just kind of they're prepping for Coach Lucer's Bronx.
I think there's a level of
let's get our rest.
You know, we scored 100 points through weeks 1 and 2.
Gosh, I hope not. I hope there's no resting on our laurels.
And then we got smoked.
Yeah.
I mean, when you go from scoring 100 points to 0,
shut down.
You don't feel good about that.
So I hope that I know what you're saying here now. Though. Now I'm following. We better get our rest, and we better be ready to play Coach Lucer's Bronx tomorrow, or we are in for a rough night.
And I don't even think the Wildcats took like St. Mary's not seriously, But you can't game plan for a team to, rugby scrum every 3 plays.
No, you can't.
And then, you go to Orofino and you beat a team 80-0. Like, there just hasn't been – Deer Park has been the only game that's been a consistent –
It's a weird season.
Yeah. Deer Park's been the only game that's been relatively competitive. And even then, like, there were a lot of mistakes that were made, like not necessarily things that Deer Park did that beat us, but things that we did that allowed Deer Park to win.
Yeah, and they took advantage of
every
bit of it.
Kudos to them. That's what sports are. But I would not be surprised if, the Twins and Varick were at home going.
They might be watching film right now.
Or they might be watching Wildcats live right now. Who knows? Maybe they're just like.
I mean, chat us up if you are. Hit us up in the chat room.
Maybe they're in the zone. Maybe
Wildcat football. If you're watching, let us know. If you're not, that's great too, because you're prepping for tomorrow. So
yeah, tomorrow I think is going to be a real fun one. Meanwhile, Kellogg Lady Wildcats are just handling their business right now. They had a rough patch about 2 weeks ago where they lost some games that Coach Steph Batchelder was not okay with how they lost them.
Right.
It's not that, and I believe her direct quote was, I can handle losing. I can't handle losing when we play badly.
Right.
That and that's got to be the ultimate.
Yeah, that's a true coach right there. That's like, hey, there's a time if you lose and the other team beats you, you move on. But when you beat yourself, that's tough as a coach.
Yeah. No, those are the ones that keep you up at night. Those are the ones where your team loses by 7 points, but you went 15 of 40 from the free throw line. When all you would have had, you could go less than 50% and still have won a game or something like that. Like, those are the games that keep you up. And so for the Wildcats to have that rough streak, and then, that game against Clarkston where that opening set was just a blitz, a 25-6
it felt
blitz.
Like, we might get out of here early today. This might not, and man, they just.
And then the script got flipped in a major way.
Yeah.
And
it has been that kind of a season. I mean,
and it's tough because those are the things that happen. You know, but young team. You like Buck said, it's not like we just lost graduated normal players.
No,
we're replacing college level talent.
Collegiate volleyball players in Grace Nearing,
who more
Haley
or less,
Cheney.
more or less dominated the Intermountain League for 4 years.
Yeah.
While being one of the smaller 3A teams in the state.
And Josh, when you're looking at talent, I mean, we have lots of it. It's young.
Oh my gosh, it's so young.
If I'm Abby Neff, I'm going, how can I emulate, not be Grace Nearing, how can I emulate what Grace Nearing did for 4 years?
Right.
Because I want Abby Neff. I don't want Grace Nearing. I appreciate and just, love what Grace Nearing. She's the ultimate Wildcat, the epitome of a Wildcat.
Yeah.
But I want Abby Neff to be. I'm going to take that template and make it my own.
How do I build off of
and I think she's on her way.
Yeah.
But I think there's some growing that happens there, and there's some communication and chemistry with team, and I think she's always working on it. You can see her down there right now talking to Schillerup right now.
Well, and we talked about the talent, the talent hockey stick.
Yeah.
It's not always because you're a freshman on varsity that by the time you're a senior, in theory, you should. Getting those reps should mean that you could develop, but that doesn't mean it's going to happen.
Right.
There's a level of effort and work that you have to put in. And unfortunately...
And then it flattens out. And then those graduations up are ever so harder and ever so more gradual.
Right. And it's tough. But Wildcats take set number 1 just real quick, 25-15. Just another day at the office for the Wildcats. We're going to take a quick break. We'll be back with set number 2. Thanks for watching Wildcats Live.
Purple and gold through and through. Shoshone Glass has been serving the home and auto glass and glazing needs of the Silver Valley and North Idaho for more than 50 years. With 3 generations of family expertise and community loyalty, they have a well-earned reputation for hard work and excellence. No matter what your needs, you can rest easy knowing that your project will be handled quickly and professionally. From energy-efficient windows and sliding glass doors to bath enclosures and mirrors, and a comprehensive auto glass service as well. Let the experts at Shoshone Glass take care of your home, auto, and business needs by calling 208-783-1159 or going to shoshoneglass.com. Go Wildcats! From plywood to paint, tools to trim, they have it all, or they can order it in just a few days' time. Kellogg Lumber Company is a veteran-owned business that has been supplying the Silver Valley with quality building materials to contractors, builders, and homeowners for 4 generations. Personal service and knowledgeable staff make Kellogg Lumber the right choice for your next project. With 50 years buying experience, let Steve and the knowledgeable crew at Kellogg Lumber use their many well-established vendors to source the materials you need for the right price and delivered on time. Kellogg Lumber, more than just lumber for 4 generations. Hometown proud sponsors of Kellogg Wildcat Athletics and Wildcats Live. North America's premier silver mining and refining company and headquartered in Denver, Colorado, Sunshine Mining and Refining is a precious metals production, development, and exploration company primarily focused on silver. Their namesake project, the Sunshine Complex, is 100% owned by SSMRC and is North America's only vertically integrated silver complex. Located in the mining-friendly Coeur d'Alene Mining District in Idaho, the Sunshine Complex is composed of the Sunshine Mine and Sunshine Refinery, located in the heart of the Silver Valley, Kellogg, Idaho. Sunshine Silver Mining and Refining support many local endeavors and are 2021-2022 Wildcats Live Gold level sponsors. Check out their website at sunshinesilvermining.com to learn more. Go Wildcats!
Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen. Set number 2 just underway. Wildcats took set number 1, 25-15. Quick work of the visiting Spartans. And Maddie Cheney picking right up where she left off there. Nice little tip in. Shout out to the Wildcat football team who is watching film and Wildcats live. Thanks.
Well, I mean, Josh, we got a instant response.
We
So
did. We got
we
a
put out
couple
the
of
bat
them.
signal. We said, "Hey, the student body's looking a little thin. Where are the football players?"
Yeah.
And we got our answer.
Yeah, we got.
They are getting ready.
They are. They're in the zone.
I'm glad. I'm glad for that.
I am looking forward to a banger of a football game tomorrow night. I think we got the, number 4 ranked Wildcats for Idaho 2A.
Well, yeah, if you go from Idaho rankings, you don't judge from that Max Preps bull crap.
Yeah, Max Preps
needs to be 86th and or informed.
Yeah.
Because you can't use a ranking system like that.
Not to seed, but
When you beat a team 80-0 and you're 5-1 and you move down 4 spots, there's something wrong.
yeah, it's not good.
Come on, Max Preps.
And last time I looked, I think Max Preps has Frenchtown somewhere in the teens.
Yeah.
And it's a pretty hefty division, so should be a quality game between two good football teams.
I don't care what Max Preps or Montana Sports has Frenchtown. Coach Lucer's coaching them, and so I can tell you they're gonna bring it.
Yeah. These are these guys were freshmen. Our seniors were freshmen when Coach Lucer last was here, so he might be familiar, but he hasn't gotten to see what I don't even know the human torch that is Ripley Luna.
Well, I mean, they were freshmen. I think they were JVers and got the suit as varsity players. So I mean, and he coached Gavin, right?
That's
and
true.
He coached Gavin, so he knows
the caliber
the type of pedigree he's dealing with. And when these
it's a
Luna
lot
brothers have a whole pack of dogs with them,
It's a lot different watching it.
I tell you this, Coach Lisher, I mean, he may know of Varric Meredith, but he has not experienced him yet.
That's a very good point. You like tanks? We have a tank.
Yeah, we got dogs.
We brought a Hulk. But yeah, shout out to those guys. They're getting ready.
Yep.
I'm looking forward to it. We'll watch tomorrow. You get to hear us say these kind of nice things about them here in about 24 hours. Meanwhile, your Kellogg Wildcats are another kind of mixed speed start for our Lady Wildcats on the volleyball court. Oh, net crawler. Oh, goodness gracious.
That's a nice block.
Blocked at the net.
That is number 9, Allison Barton. That's impressive.
High point.
She got up on that.
Return to sender.
Heck yes.
And that doesn't happen to Maddie Cheney very often.
And I was saying last night, we were talking about the Miners. They don't block at the net a lot. They just don't let anything hit the ground.
Yeah, it's like they know that blocking might not be their thing, but that's okay because, Ooh, number 9, that was Barton again. She had some evil intentions on that ball that was coming down. There was a heck of a windup there. But, yeah, the Miners just knew, we're not going to try to block you. What we're going to do is we're just going to make it to where there's not an empty spot on the floor.
Attempted a kill there by Schillereff, and I mean, I like it. I like the idea. She's tall enough. She needs to get up there and get that hand headed downward.
Kind of floated one up the back line there.
She's close to getting some great hits.
And last night, that student section, I tell you what, you would have thought you were at a Kellogg home match.
That's what I thought, Josh. I watched it on Wallace Channel 3, and I was like, man, Wallace is really bringing it crowd-wise tonight. And they were all, of course, wearing variations of pink.
Yes, so you really couldn't
like,
tell.
Wow, what is going on here?
But the "This is our house" chant from the Kellogg crowd.
And that was pretty aggressive.
To the Wallace crowd. I mean, you were about to sweep the Miners in 3, so a claim can be made that you have,
I mean, I don't want to say that a lot of that wasn't the aforementioned football players. I mean, Reed
Walcott.
I mean, I don't want to throw any names under the bus here, but
Reed Walcott never threw a rock in his life. He
I'll tell you what,
about
though,
6 other dudes into doing it, though.
I'm liking the Wildcat spirit. And they sang the school song with no band.
Oh, they did.
And it was kind of during a Wallace rally, too, so they kind of had to weather the storm. But I was like, I can hear them singing. And credit to Nate Turner.
Oh, yeah.
I think he kind of got it rolling, and good stuff. Good spirit, Wildcats.
Ooh. Wildcats right now on the bad end of like an 8-0 run.
And that's a great call there, Josh. We like to highlight our line judges. Brianne Went Sorensen. She is down working the corner down here opposite her coworker, Tammy Atkins, a mainstay.
The legend.
Yeah. I mean, I think Tammy could do a clinic for potential line judges.
I mean, she's been doing it for so long, she could probably do it in her sleep. And
she is a veteran.
Be right around like 90% accuracy.
I'm loving it. And Bree just made a call right there, and I was like, I agree with it. It didn't go far away, but she is on top
right
of it.
now, Priest Rivers' Abigail Shockey is serving all the fire that Kellogg can handle.
I was going to say 12-3.
Yeah, it was 4-3.
Wildcats.
When I made the comment about the Wildcats having another kind of slow start.
Well,
and then we just kind of talked our way through.
We're talking football, and all of a sudden, Priest River has brought the shocking off with Shockey.
Oh, and there's that serve-receive stuff that we've talked about ad nauseum. But right now, the one thing that is going on, Steph Batchelder kind of mixing her lineups up.
Yeah, she has been.
She's not.
Yeah, she has been definitely.
She has a group that can be her kill group. That was a little overzealous there by Maddie Cheney.
Maddie just kind of got a little over anxious there.
Looks like Emily Coe. Oh, nope, she's just up excited. But, you know, you've got Emily Coe, Maya Reynoldson. You've got some of your heavy hitters are kind of sitting on the sideline there. Oh, and a miscommunication by, is that Aaliyah Lowe? Is that the name I'm looking for?
Yep, that's Aaliyah Lowe down there, number 7.
Yeah. A little miscommunication
maybe
there.
Steph put her in to maybe calm the waters here on the serve return, but it has not helped as of yet.
Wildcats give the Spartans a free ball here. And that hit is going to go in the net by Barton.
And I mean, Wildcats need to, if you're a golfer and you have a couple double bogeys and you have a putt coming up for par, maybe bogey, you got to stop the bleeding here. That's what the Wildcats need. Just get it in play and get some points.
One thing I'm noticing is it seems like Coach Batchelder is giving some girls opportunities to serve that historically I feel like have rotated out.
Yes.
In other matches that I've watched.
That's a good observation.
I could be wrong, but I don't remember ever seeing
Schillereth
serve.
At least at volume.
I feel like it might have been a good decision to let her go, though, because those were two really nice serves back to back.
Josh, I feel like I think you have a really good pulse on Coach Batchelder, but I think you're right. I think she is crafty about how she gets players into the rotation at times that are going to benefit her later.
Yeah.
And in a league match, nonetheless.
I mean, what's the worst that can happen? You drop a set and somebody thinks, oh, you gave one up to Priest-River.
Right.
You don't have to tell them
She's
that.
thinking like she's playing 3D
playing,
chess or 4D chess.
She's already coaching the 24-25 season. She's ready.
Okay, so she's playing like, it's not even 5D
She's
chess.
like, I've got Danny Henriksen and I've got
Matrix.
Abby Neff. If I get in some of these sophomores.
But these serves from Schillereth are impressive.
Yeah, she's killing it right now. She is not, I don't want to say single-handedly, but
she deserves a replay, I'll tell you that.
These serves aren't being
Those are
played
heat
back
seekers.
over. Ooh, that one was kind of a Russ Wilson rainbow there.
Oh, boy.
Uh-oh. Good hustle there. That was Brooks, I believe, on the dive.
Hey.
Couldn't quite get the pancake.
16-9, though. I mean, that was a nice little run there, led by Schillereth.
It feels a lot better than 15-4.
It does.
16-9 feels manageable.
You got to get the ball back in play here, though. I mean, Wildcats, you gotta. The serve game receive game has got to improve.
Easier said than done. And some lucky fans going home with a souvenir.
And I feel like Steph Batchelder is like, this is not my best receiving team, but they're gonna learn.
Right.
It's gonna become one of our best.
I mean, at this point, you don't have an option. You either get good.
That's right.
Or you kind of figure out you struggle to try to get good. There's really no.
I mean, I don't want to pretend to be in Coach Steph's head, but it does feel that way. It does feel like, hey, this is the second set. We just really kind of dominated the first set. Now I'm going to see what I have.
Ooh, and now we're getting to watch her tell. Ooh, I love the little tip over there by Abby Neff. Oh, and then the block
by Abby Neff. Ah, we got a piece there.
Was that?
Is that Brielle?
Brielle High, yeah.
Brielle High, yeah. I mean, it's tough to turn that reflex off. It really is.
Well, and that one was, I think, negligible. Like you could have.
You can't just assume that's going out when you're that deep.
Yep. But Neff doing a little bit of everything.
She did. She was everywhere on that play.
I think Steph has a little Yoda in her, though. It's like, do or do not. There is no try.
Yeah, we're just gonna do this.
Yeah. Oh, there we go. A little miscommunication there by the Spartans. Neff seems to always be.
That was a I go, you go.
Yeah, and I'm not familiar entirely with rules, but is there any rule on where front row players, like how far they can come back, or is it just how close back row players can get?
That's a good question, and that would be something. It would be perfect if we could get Lisa Cheney up here. And I've just been notified via text message that she is taking video from the north end of the Andrews gym. So,
she's up in the other crow's nest.
Yeah, she might be getting a pass. Although I did tell Brian Cheney, you need to go relieve her so she can come up and bless us with her volleyball knowledge.
We could use a little.
Yeah.
Oh, there we go. Oh, is that Izzy Davis just?
That is Izzy Davis.
The Great Wall of Izzy right there.
Yeah.
Wildcats down 7, a little bit of
not
life.
Out of reach.
Perfect person to have serving.
Brooks
last night
who
dug the
put
Wildcats.
a little run of her own.
Yeah,
Yes.
dug the Wildcats out of a deep hole last night in the first set against Wallace.
That's a great set right there. That was Neff again. She is really coming into her own with the serving.
Nice hit. Macy Jerome. You know, you have like the old fishing games, Bassmaster.
Yes.
We're going to call Abby Neff the Passmaster.
She is.
And I feel like that nickname can grow.
And she has the template, doesn't she, Josh?
Yeah, she really does. She's just every time Steph sends me stats, I'm getting all sorts of crazy numbers in the Abby Neff assist department. Ooh.
Back set there to Cheney, and I like the idea. It just wasn't quite there. But
I don't know that I love that
at
game
this point
plan.
in the game,
yes.
yeah. Like, this is where we're at.
If it was like 5-2,
yeah,
then I love it. I love seeing where your hitting's at right now.
But you know what I love? Abby's a freshman. She's like, what? That was the best play.
Right.
You know, like, I mean, I'm just looking at how we're going to get a point.
Yeah.
You know, I love the youth and enthusiasm.
Dude, this Izzy Davis hook shot tip that we have going here might be, and those are those plays that we talked about where sometimes the girls panic and throw their hands up trying to make a play, but you don't know where that ball is coming off. When you do that, you basically put your teammates, oh my goodness. Brielle made a diving play, but again, just a little too late. Brielle getting some valuable minutes, though, and I don't remember seeing her a ton last night in the Wallace game. Serve receive, still just an, oh my goodness.
We got a crawler.
Is that Izzy Davis having the set
everywhere.
of her life?
Izzy Davis is just, I mean, she's a one-man wrecking,
Look at Coach Luna.
Machine.
Coach Luna is loving everything she's seeing. The Wildcats might be down by 8 right now, but Izzy Davis is doing, what are we getting here? A illegal rotation, and the Wildcats are going to forfeit a point.
It could be. I mean, as we have mentioned with Coach Batchelder, she's aggressive on the rotations, and sometimes it just may be, and maybe we just have a cog that is out of sync.
So the margin for error here in the second
now you gotta
set
run the
is
table.
basically razor thin.
Yeah.
But this is the exact same kind of stretch that last night Zoe Brooks did for the Wildcats.
I mean, if you're pre-striver, it's prove it time, and that's good stuff too.
First thing you got to do is get the ball over the net.
Yep. Got to put it in play.
It's funny. It definitely feels, are we about to see a rotation fault?
I don't know. This is
bizarre.
We got Libero coming in here for pre-striver.
Yeah.
It's number one, Madeline Rose. So, I mean, maybe that's an opportunity when there's a breach. Maybe there's a chance for the other team to rotate.
I do not understand volleyball.
That's a good serve. Wildcats just get it back
Abby
over.
Neff and her ability to make a play out of nothing. And, just a little bit of the Wildcats don't seem to struggle on offense. They seem to struggle on the defensive side of volleyball.
And this is a set point right here. This will even it up at 1-1. Wildcats desperately trying to get it back over, and they do. But now it's going to take 10 straight, 11, I guess.
Is it Izzy Davis, though?
I mean, if it is.
That's the person we want.
Let's look. It is. It's Izzy Davis.
Izzy Davis.
So let's go.
Yeah. She's played a heck of a set. Might as well.
Oh, that's a great hit there.
Great hit there from.
That's number 12.
That's Addison Kingery.
Addison Kingery with a great hit.
So, mirror images of one another.
We're tied up.
Pre-Striver takes set number 2, 25-15. The exact same score the Wildcats took set number 1. We're going to take a quick break. We'll be back with set number 3. Thanks for watching Wildcats Live.
NASCO is a loyal Wildcat activity supporter and Kellogg-based construction management company. Their primary focus is supporting our U.S. military's Department of Defense through the performance of multi-million-dollar federal construction contracts. NASCO has a long history in the Silver Valley where their home office has been based for more than 23 years. They have enjoyed continued growth and now have multiple satellite offices nationwide. To date, they've worked on over 50 military bases and performed more than 3,500 construction projects in 32 states across the U.S. NASCO is proud of their Silver Valley roots and is actively involved in local community events and activities. You can find them on the web at nascousa.com. Wildcats Live would like to thank NASCO for being the original gold level supporter and proud partner. Thank you, NASCO, and go Wildcats. Family owned and operated since 1948 and located in Smelterville, Idaho, Nickerson's Towing and Sales have been taking care of the Silver Valley and beyond for over 70 years. Chad and his crew provide 24/7 mobile services, towing and recovery, and also have a full shop facility available. Whether you need a tow, a jump start, a winch out, tire change, or fuel delivery, Nickerson's can do it all. As Chad says, no matter how poorly you park it, we can help. Nickerson's also provides services such as secure storage, truck and trailer repair, brakes, transmissions, suspensions, and much more. Chad and family are devoted, longtime supporters of local youth athletics and activities, as well as all things Wildcat. Give them a call at 208-784-1238 or find them on Facebook at Nickerson Towing and Sales. Wildcats Live would like to thank Nickerson's Towing and Sales for all they have done and continue to do for the community, including their sponsorship of Wildcats Live. Go Cats! North America's premier silver mining and refining company and headquartered in Denver, Colorado, Sunshine Mining and Refining is a precious metals production, development, and exploration company primarily focused on silver. Their namesake project, the Sunshine Complex, is 100% owned by SSMRC and is North America's only vertically integrated silver complex. Located in the mining-friendly Coeur d'Alene Mining District in Idaho, the Sunshine Complex is composed of the Sunshine...
Hey, welcome back, ladies and gentlemen. Set number 3 just underway. Wildcats take the first point there. I think it was an errant serve by the Spartans. Simon Miller and I joined in the booth.
We have a guest, Josh.
We do. We kind of prefaced the guest.
I don't want to say we forced her in here because she did come up on her own, but we did throw a headset on her and say, you got to get in here. We need some volleyball knowledge.
She did try to leave. We just didn't accept her.
I mean, we
didn't accept her resignation.
From plywood to paint, tools to trim, they have it all, or they can order it in just a few days' time. Kellogg Lumber Company is a veteran-owned business that has been supplying the Silver Valley with quality building materials to contractors, builders, and homeowners for 4 generations. Personal service and knowledgeable staff make Kellogg Lumber...
volleyball, I feel like. Or at least a dramatic amount more than Simon and I do.
I mean, Josh and I are always checking our vernacular. Like, is that right to say? I mean, this is what we think we're seeing, but
more often than not, we get really sarcastically funny text.
Lisa,
from Crystal.
you just have some great insight and the youth of these girls and some of their strengths and weaknesses, and maybe even the match last night at Wallace and these 3.
Purple and gold through and through. Shoshone Glass has been serving the home and auto glass and glazing needs of the Silver Valley and North Idaho for more than 50 years. With 3 generations of family expertise and community loyalty, they have a well-earned reputation for hard work and excellence. No matter what your needs, you can rest easy knowing that your project will be handled quickly and professionally. From energy-efficient windows and sliding glass doors to bath enclosures and mirrors, and a comprehensive auto glass service as well. Let the experts at Shoshone Glass take care of your home, auto, and business needs by calling 208-783-1159 or going to shoshoneglass.com. Go Wildcats!
There.
Now, you were saying substitutions are complicated. Can you explain that? Because that's where one of those things where Simon and we get kind of lost. Are there a certain amount that you're allowed to get, or is there...
There is a certain amount,
okay.
So sometimes they'll end up telling Steph you only have 2 substitutions left or whatever, so you only have so many substitutions you can use during a game. But once they're locked into a position, you can't change them. So like in basketball, if you put somebody in as a wing and you make a substitution for a post, you can move. Hey, you that were playing a 3, now you're going to go inside and play a 4. You can't do that.
You can't.
So if Emily Coe came in right now for Avery, she could not take us
back in again for Zoe.
Wow.
Oh.
I feel like
she's
our minds are being
into
blown
that
right
spot
now, Josh.
with Avery.
Oh.
And so you have to sometimes plan some of those substitutions ahead of time, and knowing where kids are going.
Oh, that was a great hit there.
Okay.
And then if they're not playing well, or something else isn't working,
right? They can't.
You can't
go somewhere else. Like go help her out. Go serve now, unless that's her rotation spot.
Right.
Josh, my mind's blown right now.
But the libero can free roam.
Yes, the libero can go in and out for anyone. There are certain rules to that too, and I'm not that familiar with them because I've never played that position. But she has to stay out for one rotation before she comes in for another girl.
Oh, okay.
That's really good. See, Lisa, you've only been up here for like 3 minutes, and you've already eclipsed 3 seasons of Josh and I trying to decipher some of this.
Yeah, we've wondered and wondered and wondered. Oh, a little aggressive there.
We were talking last night about Wallace's ability to hit from any position on the court. Mostly you see high school teams, you got to set it at the net and get a hit. And last year with Grace and a lot of these older girls, you could hit from anywhere. But Wallace really seemed to get us when I told you, like, we seem surprised when the ball comes back. It just seems like Wallace hits well.
They do. They hit from all positions on the floor.
So really an impressive win for our girls last night, just kind of adjusting their game again. And so, Josh, we are at 6-8 with Priest River kind of continuing their success. I mean, we're not down by 10 points like we were in set 2, but I think what Lisa said, I do think they're tired, and I think they're going to have to really dig to get this.
Which might also be a level of Steph getting a little more creative and liberal with her subbing, because, you know, when you're playing 3 games in 3 nights, you don't really think, and I guess I've never really thought about the level of physicality that it takes to play volleyball until I literally just watched that last set with Izzy Davis, who was kind of flying around. And the thought of, in one set, I think she blocked 2, dove for another thing, scrambled, and I was like...
And it's constant jumping, too. I mean, it's constant...
it's like aerobics.
I was just going to say that when he was done talking, that for Madison, it's not so much the running and stuff, but her legs get tired with the jumping. And you lose that. When you're trying to hit with some power in the front row and you don't have that explosion...
you don't have that lift.
And you don't have that lift, the ball just doesn't go down as hard.
I mean, I can feel that fatigue up here, just watching these girls just grit it out. I can see, you know, your legs feeling like they're just lead-filled.
They're heavy.
Yeah.
So what does that look like now that you can honestly speak to that next level for Haley, who is playing college volleyball, to avoid that toll on your legs? Is it just a hellacious amount of weights and like squats and stuff like that, so that your legs are just always springs,
and
yeah, I mean, I don't know specifically, I'd have to ask her, but I know they do a lot of training, a lot of off-season training, and their weight programs are different depending on whether they're in season or out of season, whether they're building or maintaining or what. And when you're at that next level and you have those professional people to help you with that, then, you know, she just said something the other night about her weights didn't really go that well. She had a rough night in weights or something.
Like, you think weights are just routine, but no, there's nights where it clicks and nights where it just feels like it's a grind.
And if you mentally walk into a weight room and go, I'm not going to have a good night, more than likely you're probably not going to. If you had a long day in class or whatever, there's a million reasons why, but weights can be mental, that is for sure.
Yeah.
So for this group of Wildcats, you know, we've talked about it a lot. They are young, and they are trying to replace a lot. College-level athletes are not just easy to replace. So for a young team like this, what are your expectations? Obviously, they're talented, but what are your expectations with a team that has a senior, 5 juniors, 4 juniors, and then a bunch of sophomores and freshmen? Like, how do you, if you're Steph, I think Steph has a win it, she wants to win, but like, what's a real expectation for a team this young?
Obviously a growth. You're trying to see what they can, how far where's that ceiling, you know, how far can they get? But I think you're also just looking at what kids work best together in what positions. It goes back to some of that substitution stuff that we were talking about earlier. Who's going to play in what positions? You know, Maddie's better sometimes on the right side, but her team needs her right now to play in middle.
Right.
Abby's got a great swing in the front row, but her team needs her to be a setter right now, and she's great at that too. But a lot of them, and so I see Steph, when we look at how do the pieces all fit together? Who's going to play where? Who's going to be filling what positions? Who's going to fill some of those voids that they're having at times? And so I think that's part of it, is just putting the puzzle together again, trying to figure out who's going to play best next to who. And
I tell you what, this Maya Reynoldson has been a very pleasant surprise this year. You know, when you think about what it is like to lose someone on your front line like Haley, who could block, hit, do a little bit of everything and a lot of things really, really good, to have a sophomore step up and be like, I can try to plug a few of those holes and play competently. I think Simon and I talked right at the beginning of the year. She was our what did we call it? The most improved, the Wildcats Live most improved player.
Yeah,
Last year it was Kay Reed.
It was Kay Reed, because Kay just kind of, we knew of her, but like we had not said much. We don't announce JV games, so Maya.
She's one of those people that filled that position, that role.
Yeah.
She finds that role and she does it very, very well.
Yeah. And then Maya's game is coming along, and then when you think about that, she's only a sophomore. You start to go, my goodness, these guys are going to be good for, such a good serve there. You ever do any line judging? I'm sure you have.
A little bit, yeah.
Is it fun?
You're not a middle school AD if you haven't done some line judging just out of pure necessity.
That's true. I feel like that would be a pretty thankless and scary job. I don't know that I would be able to do that. I watched Tina Brackenbush last night.
I did
she
too.
Suffered.
She's right in there.
There were a few that
That's a good hit.
There were a few that like it almost felt like they were like reluctant calls. And I love Tina, but like ones where she was like, "Yep, that definitely was in," and like I respect the honesty. But again, like this is Wildcats Live, so I might be a little biased.
Yeah, we're a little bit.
A little biased all the time, actually.
Well, Lisa, before we let you go, we got you to analyze some volleyball for us here, and that's always nice, and your knowledge is second to none. But as a mom of a Wildcat that's now going to go on and play collegiate volleyball, and a junior that's just kind of finding her way, and her sister's shadow is not there. Like, what are the emotions you go through as a mom? And you got your son up there doing the camera once in a while, too. Just how are you taking this all in as you go?
I love to be in a gym. And sometimes I can get in a gym after a real busy day and just sit down and watch. And I just get to sit back and enjoy. I've been fortunate. I mean, I coached them a little bit when they were younger and stuff, but when I decided to step down from coaching, that was in basketball, it was to stay in the stands, and it's just been it's just fun. Brian and I enjoy going to every game. We enjoy just watching and seeing the excitement, seeing the smiles on their face after they get a block. I mean, you see the tears and the stuff too.
Yeah,
it's
you
not
experience
all.
it all. I was going to say, Lisa, it's great to be a mom and a spectator, but you're still a coach and a Wildcat at heart, and you got a lot of things going. And it's just admirable that you do have, Haley and Maddie, and then now Ty. I saw him coming down from football practice, and he's a different dude. And it's just exciting to have you guys in the community and just have this whole experience. So
I'm looking forward to Ty.
I think we need Lisa to come up here a little more often. I think we finally got her. We finally got her She broke her in, and I think
She
now she needs to come
realizes-
up here and do some
Not as
volleyball
scary
knowledge
as
for
I
us.
thought
No,
it was
it's
gonna
just
be.
talk.
You're just talking to us.
Yeah. Yep.
I mean, don't think about the fact that there might be like 65 people watching right
Yeah,
now.
well, or, yeah, it might be a whole 65. So, yeah, Lisa, we appreciate you coming up, and we appreciate all your duties as a counselor and an AD and just an advocate for kids in our community.
Coach and a neighbor.
And Brian, too. We just
science
appreciate your
teacher.
family. And we know that we have in-laws watching and also,
Yep.
sister and brother-in-law watching down south. And so we just appreciate everything.
Brian's
you've done.
dad's probably really happy we did away with the North Cam. He did not like the North Cam.
And look, we have more visitors, Lisa, on deck. So
We do.
we might bring Luke, Rocket
gonna-
Johnson, or Red the
Oh.
Jet in here. We might bring one of them in here after you, Lisa. So,
Perfect. They can take my place anytime.
well, I don't know if they'll fill your shoes, but we'll get you back up here again, Lisa. And thank you for coming up. And we'll get you up here again.
Sounds good.
Wildcats leading 18-15 right now. Looks like we're having some sort of weird officiating situation here. Good serve there from Aaliyah Lowe. Wildcats.
Josh, I'm going to let you take it. I'm going to go see our guys here. Luke.
Wildcats taking a timeout. It looks like pretty sure we're going to grab a timeout real quick. Wildcats, real nice to have supporters like Lisa Cheney. I can guarantee you that if even if her kids weren't playing, she'd still be here in some capacity, either watching, cheering, doing something. There's just no way around it. I've known Mrs. Cheney since I was, gosh, I can't even remember. She was my next door neighbor for like 20 years. So like that, just, throw that out there. So I've gotten to watch her kids grow up literally from birth to where they are now. And that's a lot of fun to be able to say you've seen somebody from the time they were an infant to now, you got Haley playing college volleyball. Wildcats out of this timeout here, 4-point lead. Don't want to squander it. Once again, like we've talked about, Coach Batchelder going with a little bit of a different rotation here. She's got Aaliyah Lowe in the game right now. On the front line, you have Zoe Brooks, Maya Reynoldson, and Maddie Cheney. Lowe's serve's going to sail long. Teammates quick to pick her up. You've got Olivia Sawyer in there as the libero, and then Abby Neff right there behind Brooks next to the official stanchion.
Josh, how exciting. I just love having knowledge come up here.
Oh, my gosh. Well, now I feel
the production suffered a little there because I was trying to mute and get out of here and say hi to people, and it's
I
just
feel like so ignorant to certain things that we just didn't know.
Lisa's got deep knowledge. She
Yeah,
does.
and she's so humble about it.
Yes.
But just a fountain of knowledge. And it's like I was just telling everybody, I grew up with Lisa as my next door neighbor.
That's right.
I have
McKinley
seen,
Ave,
yep,
right?
Yep. So I have hung around Lisa for a long time. I've had her as a teacher. I've had her as a neighbor. She was my boss when I was a middle school basketball coach.
Yeah.
I've had so many different relationships with Lisa over the years. So it's nice to hear from her and have her explain some of the nuance of volleyball to us. I did not ask her my rule about the front row and who can hit from where.
Right.
But that's okay. We'll get that
Yeah,
one in the next
let's
broadcast.
let's put that on the docket. I did hear her say next time I want to talk about, and she was mentioning, this is a little teaser, she was talking about alignments in volleyball, and you could have a 5-2 or a 6-1 where you either have one designated setter or you can have an alignment where you have two. And she said that's a whole different kind of rotation,
no.
and Coach Batchelder sometimes switches between the two.
I believe, she went with the 5-2 or the 6-2 or whatever
Right.
it was. She switched up to that.
Yes.
And it was actually a kind of a game changer for them, is what I was
the
told.
Wildcats, after getting up 1-0 and then losing set 2 really pretty handily.
Yeah.
And being down in set 3, and now they're up 22-19. And
Yeah, they've got to play well here.
This is a critical moment, really.
You can trade points a little bit, and that is not going to help Simon almost got the game.
I was going to catch it. I didn't want to be, what's his name, the World Series GOAT.
Oh, the guy from the Cubs?
Not greatest of all time, Bartman.
Yeah.
Yeah, I didn't want to be Bartman. Like, if one of our girls would have played that off the wall and I would have just caught it, I would have felt terrible.
You know, growing up, there was that saying, you either be the hero or you're the GOAT.
I know.
And now,
now the GOAT's the best,
GOAT is
of all
what you
time.
want, yeah.
I mean,
you get people saying, oh, you're GOATed. I wish I was GOATed.
Yeah.
You know? Wildcat's struggling right now.
Yeah, it's 22-21, Josh. This is tightening up.
What's the situation, though? Serve receive.
Got to receive the serve and get it back in play. And
that's
get back
the
on
scouting
your feet.
report. If you want to beat these Wildcats, you just need to serve well, really.
Yeah, get it in play.
Oh, my goodness.
Abby Neff.
Lisa Cheney, the harbinger of good things to come, literally just sat in our booth and said, you know, Abby's got a great swing from that right side, but the team needs her to be a setter. Meanwhile, Maddie Cheney, who's the team's best hitter, setting up Abby to come over and just crush one there. Oh.
God, they're trading points here, though.
And that, you know, we got a heavy dose of that over the years. Haley could go up and hit that ball in any direction she wanted, really change the direction of the ball if she wanted. And right there, trying to see who that was for pre-stroke, number 5, Helena White, who went up and just changed the direction. Oh, Danny Henriksen.
That'll change up.
She's got that little misdirection kind of a.
Yeah, that was a little. I mean, it's like a pitch. It's a change-up pitch. It's different because she's hitting, but I mean, crafty. 24-22 set point.
Yeah,
Wildcats need to go 2-1 here, Josh.
Big point here, and we're going to get a timeout from Priest River. I like the timeout. Use it if you got it. If you can throw them off, if you can throw Brooks off on her set, you give yourself a little bit of life.
Yeah.
These games, when they get into these extra innings type settings where you have to go up by 2, that's stressful, man. Like,
I mean, yeah, if you're Priest River, you got to get this, serve back, and then score 2 points, basically.
You know, like those pickup basketball games where it's you got to win by 2. Those are always the games that go the longest.
That's right.
When you
like,
have to
okay,
win
you're
by
up
2.
1. Okay, we got you.
And then every possession feels like it just matters so much more. So my hope here is that Zoe Brooks will just crush this one.
She did it last night, didn't she?
Yeah.
Little soft spot there for the Cats. They get it back over.
Henriksen, that little.
Another soft spot for the Cats. That's it right there. Priest River lives.
You know, I've always wondered, though, because it really does feel like if you're serving the ball, you are at a disadvantage. That's what I've always felt. Because
the other team is ready and they're almost on the offensive, right?
Right. And serving can be kind of hard and stressful. Oh, good hit from Henriksen.
I mean, this is set point right here. It's going to be set point for either team after this. So.
Oh, there's that.
That's got to go out.
There we go. Wildcats are going to take set number 3 in a tight one, 25-23. We're heading to the championship rounds after a quick break. Thanks for watching.
River bringing it. Yep.
Wildcats Live.
Family owned and operated since 1948 and located in Smelterville, Idaho, Nickerson's Towing and Sales have been taking care of the Silver Valley and beyond for over 70 years. Chad and his crew provide 24/7 mobile services, towing and recovery, and also have a full shop facility available. Whether you need a tow, a jump start, a winch out, a tire change, or fuel delivery, Nickerson's can do it all. As Chad says, no matter how poorly you park it, we can help. Nickerson's also provides services such as secure storage, truck and trailer repair, brakes, transmissions, suspensions, and much more. Chad and family are devoted, longtime supporters of local youth athletics and activities, as well as all things Wildcat. Give them a call at 208-784-1238 or find them on Facebook at Nickerson Towing and Sales. Wildcats Live would like to thank Nickerson's Towing and Sales for all they have done and continue to do for the community, including their sponsorship of Wildcats Live. Go Cats! NASCO is a loyal Wildcat activity supporter and Kellogg-based construction management company. Their primary focus is supporting our U.S. military's Department of Defense through the performance of multi-million-dollar federal construction contracts. NASCO has a long history in the Silver Valley where their home office has been based for more than 23 years. They have enjoyed continued growth and now have multiple satellite offices nationwide. To date, they've worked on over 50 military bases and performed more than 3,500 construction projects in 32 states across the U.S. NASCO is proud of their Silver Valley roots and is actively involved in local community events and activities. You can find them on the web at nascousa.com. Wildcats Live would like to thank NASCO for being the original gold level supporter and proud partner. Thank you, NASCO, and go Wildcats.
Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen. Set number 4 just underway. Wildcats leading the Priest River Spartans here in a pivotal Central Idaho League volleyball matchup. We just had Lisa Cheney in the booth with us for about 10 minutes of that third set.
I feel like that was
a really
pound for pound, minute for minute. That was some really, really good stuff.
Right. In terms of content quality.
Aside from me bringing her in and trying to produce and get us out of commercial, little hiccup there, but we got the whole thing once Lisa started talking. But yeah,
ooh, there's Maddie Cheney
stuff
right there, just killing it. Yeah, no, she was just a bomb of knowledge. She was explaining stuff to us.
And she was explaining stuff off camera or off mic. She was like, "Oh yeah, and then this and this." I go, "Save that. Yeah, we'll get you back up here."
Yeah, when you don't understand things like formations and substitution rules and rotation rules, you start to understand some of these odd little nuances that happen in volleyball that, quite frankly, up until about 15 minutes ago, I had no idea even really existed.
Oh yeah, for sure. And you know what I was left with after Lisa was gone. The really, if you boil all that down, and she's a mom and she's a former athlete. She played basketball for NNU, and her daughter's playing volleyball for NNU, and there's just so much there. And all she said was, "The gym calms me."
Yeah.
You know, like at the end, I just kind of heard her just kind of relax and go, "The gym. I just go to the gym sometimes just to relax."
Yeah. And not like the workout gym.
Right.
Andrew's gym.
Andrew's gym. What a place.
It really is. It's the best venue in Idaho.
I think so. I'm biased. What a great gym.
I had a good debate the other day with some of our friends down in Wallace.
Uh-huh.
They tried to talk it up like the new Wallace gym was like one of the better gyms. And I was like, your guys' best gym has mold in it right now. You guys need to get the old Wallace gym fixed back up.
Yeah, I'll tell you what. As a kid, I was legit afraid to go in that Wallace gym.
Yeah.
And I'm not afraid to go in Kirby Krulitz Court. I love it. It's a great facility.
It's a beautiful building.
It's not, the mystique is not, for me, it does not put an ounce of fear in me.
Nope, not even a little bit. And Haley Cheney is in the house.
I was going to say, I tried not to spoil it, but I think I spoiled it for Ty.
College athlete sighting over there. But
we should get Haley up here. Can we get Haley up in the booth?
We really should.
We have
talk about her enough
points. She's busy though. Look at she's talking to
people.
She's
got friends.
She's glad to be back.
She's super cool.
I wonder if her sister here on the court knows big sister is in the crowd watching her. I bet you she doesn't.
Well, hopefully. Hopefully it's one of those things where it's a pleasant surprise of some sort, and we get to watch it all play out
for sure.
here. just
close.
barely to the top of the net.
So Haley looks to be talking to, it looks like possibly Van Hoos.
I think that's Emma Van Hoos.
Emma Van Hoos. So she's busy. She's socializing. She's back in the Silver Valley for the first time in a couple weeks. Abby
Tricky.
Neff
Tricky.
dropping dimes on people.
Yeah, that would have actually gone out of bounds, but I think it hit
Yeah.
a Priest River girl on the shoulder.
Almost like it was just meant to be.
Like, what a frustrating.
Yeah.
Didn't go out
It's
until
like
it
try to
hit
get out of
you.
the way.
Like playing volleyball dodgeball.
Yeah.
Which should be a sport.
Oh, yeah. I love it. Well, when you're playing against Haley Cheney, it does feel like dodgeball, I'm
that
sure.
would be horrifying.
Back in the day.
Horrifying.
So what do we got here? 6'5", Josh. These Priest River Spartans.
They're not going away.
Through all of our rambling, they are fighting valiantly.
And, you know, that match was 3 weeks ago, right? We talked about Wildcats beat them in 3 weeks ago.
Yep.
Buckco hit the nail right on the head. The Wildcats have gotten better in the last month since that loss to Bonners Ferry.
I think so.
But I think the exact same thing can be said for their
for the
black and orange opponents right now.
Absolutely.
They're not an old team. They're in the same boat we are. They have a couple seniors, but they also have some freshmen. They have 2 freshmen in their roster. They have, looks like 2 sophomores and then 3 juniors. So
yeah, this is not an
an
overly senior-laden team.
This is a young team. So they're in a similar position as the Wildcats are. So there's absolutely no reason why they shouldn't be on the up. You know, when you're young like that, you should honestly be expecting. You should honestly be expecting them to improve over the years. We talk about it, but at the 2A ranks, you just never know. Oh, Danny Henriksen's blocked at the net there. What do we have? Do we have a little kid coming up here to be obnoxious? Oh, serve. My goodness, that was a dart. Neff taps it right over the net. Chip over the top. Dug out by Maddie Cheney. Danny Henriksen with the little finger roll tip over the net. Oh, Neff met at the net there by a Spartan. Knocked over. Set up.
So, Josh, we're constantly getting, you know, this Kellogg Wildcat student body. I mean, we've talked about how animated they are. Wildcats score a big point there, 8-7.
Yeah.
So we have these guys down in the crowd all the time pointing up to us, like, give us a shout out.
Yeah, they always want shout outs.
I mean, but then you got one of my golfers. He's like, hey, coach, like, can I come up and commentate? I'm like, well, what are you going to say? And it's Easton Town. He's a basketball player, golfer. He's been down there just bringing it in the crowd, Josh. So let's bring him in. I mean, what could go wrong?
What could go wrong?
Easton Town, give us your perspective of what's going on tonight.
It's a really good game right now. Priest is giving up a good fight right now.
They've been, I think they've improved. We've been talking about how they've improved since we beat them the first time we played them.
Yeah, they're bringing it a little bit. I think Easton's onto something. Good thing this wasn't an open gym, right, Easton?
Yeah, for sure.
Probably wouldn't have shown up. But that's neither here nor there. You've been at all the volleyball games, though, haven't you?
Yeah, you gotta just.
Yeah.
One thing about the Wildcats, you just gotta show up, have a good attitude, and just be present. That's really just the thing.
So, Easton, we're noticing an absence from the crowd a little bit from last night at Wallace. We're noticing, like, a lot of the football players are gone. So how are you guys elevating your game and picking it up when the football players are gone?
It's really just getting everyone involved.
Great hustle by Abby Neff right there.
And just make sure everyone's just, like I said, just involved, getting the crowd going, because the seniors really just elevate it to the next level.
Why do you think volleyball has gotten to the point where the crowd is so animated?
Because we're just trying to have fun, just have an impact on the game.
Do you think this is going to carry into other sports, or do you think this is strictly volleyball related.
Yeah, can we expect this like basketball and wrestling? This student body just keep up this energy? Like, what do you think? Can the student body sustain this type of energy?
I think it should this year because obviously with the more kids, it would just be better for everything to just be as animated as it is.
Now it's hard to do wrestling. I will.
Yeah, it is, but I mean, there's some dang good wrestling matches that can happen.
Oh, great hustle there by Olivia Sawyer. Just
Grace River there. That's a 3-point lead. It's 2-1. This could end up being 2-2.
Wildcats, these slow starts tend to haunt the Wildcats just a bit.
Yeah, they do. Josh, let's get Easton out of here on a couple predictions. First of all, let's see how this serve goes. Wildcats get it back into play. Easton, your prediction on tomorrow's football game against Frenchtown. What do you think is going to happen?
It's going to be a close game like it was last year, but since it's an away game, we're going to have just I feel like
Teeters Field home field advantage.
I think we're going to have the upper edge.
Okay. So what do you think we win by? Maybe one touchdown?
I think a little bit more than one touchdown.
So 8-9 point spread.
Yeah.
Easton's got the spread there. We're not advocating gambling in any way, shape, or form with high school students. There's a point for the Wildcats. And then, most importantly, Josh, Easton, give me your prediction. We're coming up. Spring will be here before we know it. Two-way Wildcat golf. You were a good member of varsity golf last year as a freshman. What are we looking like coming up here the next season?
Since we're going to have a good fight like we did last year, but losing all those seniors is going to affect us a little bit. But I feel like we can still be a good competitor in state.
We have a new league and a new classification. So, okay, there you heard it, guys. Easton Town, he's got his fanboys down here. Kyle Van Vliet is just asking for a mention, and he just got it.
Crowd's wanting a shout out.
So, yeah. Easton, one last word before you head out of here. What do you got for us?
Go Wildcats.
Oh, there we go.
Oh,
I love it.
perfect.
I love it. I
All
love
right.
it, and that's fitting, and we'll talk to you soon. We'll
Thanks
maybe
for having
get you up
me.
here again. You got it. All right, Josh, first time we've integrated the Wildcat student body.
That is.
He's got a good radio voice.
Dude, he's got a deep voice.
He has a great radio voice.
Might have to get him on the stick a few more times. You know, the kid's a knockdown three-point shooter.
He's a good golfer, too.
Coached him in a couple different settings, and tell you what, all sorts of stuff. We'd run specific design plays to get him looks in the corner, things like that. His shoe game is impeccable.
Yeah, that's true. He does have the shoe game.
He's wearing the Jordan 11 cool grays right now.
Yeah, he's got the shoe game, and I'm going to go ahead and credit his uncle Josh McLeod for a lot of that influence. Josh has an equally impressive shoe game.
That's sweet.
And that's good stuff. He'd be proud of nephew Easton tonight.
And Wildcats respond. They're up 15 to 13
so
here.
Getting Easton up here maybe got a little bit of Wildcat mojo, Josh. I mean,
you know, and he wasn't wrong. Getting the crowd being involved is a big deal. When the crowd is on fire, you can feel it.
I would say we've had matches where they come out just on fire, and then they feel like it's like the Red Bull blaster wore off.
Right. Lotus.
Lotus.
Come on,
Sorry, I gotta get my drink. Yeah.
Stay trendy, Simon. Come on.
I can't.
It's plant-based energy for these kids.
Shout out to the Beanery and Brood Awakening. I apologize. Lotus is what it's at. And it feels like the Lotus, even though it's plant-based, it tends to taper for these guys.
We just need to get a Lotus mister. Just fan it into their face constantly. Like the chrome that they
The
inhale.
Andrews Gymnasium Lotus Mister.
Yeah.
We've arrived.
We fuel school spirit.
Gosh, I'm feeling Idiocracy coming true. Coming true way faster than I want it to.
Oh, Abby Neff.
Yeah, she saved that point right there.
Composure personified.
Yeah, she is cool as a cucumber.
Cooler than the other side of the pillow.
Stuart Scott reference, love it. Let's go to replay. Let's see if I got it. I mean, it's going to shift tomorrow for football, so I'm not going to celebrate anything. I mean, I'm not going to say I accomplished anything, but I'm here to have the volleyball timing down.
Simon and the great replay war of 2022.
Gosh, yeah, it's just been brutal.
So many plays. where we just don't get to see everything that Ripley Luna does.
Yeah, I fault the Wildcat football team. It's like extending plays to 8 to 15 seconds. It's really stretching my
tell you what,
live streaming chops.
So last week we're in Orofino watching the game. It's the first quarter. It was a long first quarter if you were a maniac.
Yeah,
Fred.
I've heard.
It was
nice
my
kill.
Goodness, what a hit. Ripley Luna's down on like the 15-yard line. They're driving. Me and his dad, Rick, are standing kind of parallel to the end zone so where we can see. We're trying to get those pictures of Colby in the back corner. You know, we've called it a million times. It feels like anyway. The play happens, and as it develops, a pile happens. And so Rick and I put our phones down. Play's dead, right? We thought Rip had gotten sacked. That's crazy. Good for Orofino. They got after him. All of a sudden, it splits, and Ripley comes running out of it, and I believe he found a wide open, it was either Jager Hall or Reed Walcott in the end zone, in the Colby Luna corner.
Yes.
Wide open.
Wow.
And Rick and I were both like, I thought that play was dead.
Yeah.
But it was.
I feel your pain, guys.
It was like Kyler Murray's 21-second two-point conversion.
Right.
This pure insanity. My goodness, what a great hit there from Henriksen.
Hence my replay pains.
It's your replay woes.
These guys just extend plays and make miraculous things happen.
Speaking of extended plays, I think Izzy Davis thought the play was done and kind of just gave up on it out of frustration.
This is still close, Josh. This is point for point,
Yeah,
17-15.
But the fearless Coach Batchelder
Izzy Groves into the game. Yeah, just like, hey, get in there.
What do we got? Junior, sophomore, freshman, sophomore.
How about Izzy handling that serve right there, just like she's been in the game the entire
How
time?
about basically at any other school, if we were a 3A school, you would think that we had the makings of a JV rotation on the floor.
Yeah.
Not in terms of talent, but in terms of just looking at the ages. Macy Jerome is the senior player on the floor, and she's a junior. Everyone else is a sophomore or a freshman. That's incredible.
It's encouraging, yes, and incredible.
And the Wildcats are making it work.
19-15, a nice 4-point cushion with Neff on the serve. So, we're not taking a break here. There's no coasting.
And I'm just, I'm starting to wonder if there's players on like a pitch count, snap count.
I mean,
we haven't seen Emily Coe in a while.
Lisa did say they were tired.
Right, but I'm like, after 3 games in 3 nights, maybe playing Emily for the first 2 sets, and then it was, like, hey, if we can't do this with you on the floor, then, we've got a problem. You can build your teammates up here from the bench. Your legs need a breather. And I tell you what, Emily
Look at
Coe,
the bench, Josh. The bench is as involved.
Oh,
that's a
yeah.
massive hit there.
Yes. The hit from Henriksen.
I mean,
and then the tip from Reynoldson.
Yeah, that was felt
just
throughout the gym.
Domination.
Here it goes, Josh. Look at the set from Neff, and boom, freshman to freshman.
Banger.
Yeah.
That is so good.
And then the block. Good
stuff.
2015 Cats.
Wildcats in winning mode right now. And this is kind of an energy crew out here for Batchelder. Reynoldson, nice hit there.
I've noticed that too.
And we're going to get a double hit here.
Josh, look at the bench. It's like watching March Madness.
Yeah.
They're just into every point.
I like that Steph's not rotating anybody. She's letting these girls ride this one out.
Yeah.
And that just, you don't want to say this in a negative light, but the mad scientist approach to coaching, great hit there off the mid-range game.
Josh, it's one thing to do the mad.
Oh my
what
gosh!
A dig by Neff. We got to get that unsuccessful team-wise, but how did she get that back into play?
That was insanity.
Here it comes. The kill coming here. Look at Neff. One hand.
Over the
right
net.
Back over.
Woo! My goodness.
But, Josh, it's one thing to be mad scientist with your rotation and your strategy during play in a 5A school or a 4A school, but right in the middle of league play.
The
and
guts of your league.
It's like, I admire that.
In a game that, like, you know, these are the ones that matter here in about 2 weeks when it becomes time to seed for a district tournament.
The Wildcats right now, second place because St. Mary's beat them, but St. Mary's coming here on Tuesday.
And that, I believe, is
That'll
going to
decide
be
the league, basically, right? I mean, they'll tie unless one of the other teams beats St. Mary's or Kellogg.
Right.
Maybe a coin flip. Or is there a differential?
I don't think we haven't gone on the road to Grangeville yet, have we?
No, we do Grangeville or Fino the weekend after we play St. Mary's on Tuesday.
So next week is a pivotal week.
Yeah, next week is.
And
that's it.
we found out that Orofino girls team, they are talented. And they have a sophomore themselves who is absolutely a joy to watch.
And I'd be curious as to where Grangeville and St. Mary's, as far as head-to-head, have played, not played, road, home. Because those three teams seem to be pretty equal to me.
Those central Idaho schools, St. Mary's, Genesee, Troy, Potlatch, the central Idaho area in terms of volleyball is devastatingly good.
It's good.
Like, I almost feel like, I mean, I know that competition at 3A State has been, you know, you have your Sugar Salems and your top tier teams, but I really feel like the Wildcats might have moved themselves into a more competitive
regional.
Yeah.
I think so.
Abby Neff is fanning herself off and has been for about the last 45 seconds. I believe she's been on the floor this whole match, and I'm pretty sure she was on the floor almost all night last night.
She's a warrior.
And that's a lot of guts for a freshman to come in. And, I mean, you have to have your people who can finish it. But if you don't have anyone who can set you up, which we have seen in the past.
There she is again, right in the middle of every play. Maddie Cheney coming in. She's got to know Haley's sister's watching. Haley's nodding over there in the crowd like, yep, that's what she's able to do. And Wildcats really just on the precipice of closing this one down, Josh.
Backyard.
Guess who's serving?
Oh, Izzy?
Izzy Davis.
Izzy Davis. Izzy Hype Davis.
She's becoming a household name here for Wildcats.
She's having herself a heck of a match. What a block there.
She is. It was 4. I mean, lack of.
Good hustle.
Yeah.
I'll take the hustle there.
Absolutely.
No surrender here. Wildcats match point.
Yep, set match right here. Davis just going for it.
A lot
gets it into play.
of things. Oh.
That'll do it right there.
Oh, Maya Reynoldson, right place, right time. And the Wildcats are going to hang on to beat the Priest River Spartans in 4 sets.
I mean, it felt like, Priest River gave us everything you could have wanted, right?
Yeah. And it is now time for the alma mater.
Yes.
So we're going to take a quick break. Let you listen to that. We'll be right back with a little wrap-up. We are back, ladies and gentlemen. Wildcats knocking off Priest River Spartans in 4 sets, 4 very competitive sets.
Oh, boy.
Hats off to the Spartans. They did not back down. In fact, they won set number 2. Very well could have won set number 3. But the Wildcats, pun intended, dug deep.
Josh, what a stretch. Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, road, home.
3-0.
Finish it off with a league win.
You go what? You go 9-2 in sets?
Yeah, that's good stuff.
When you win 9 sets and only give up 2 in 3 days, you're playing decent volleyball. there's a lot for Coach Batchelder to unpack there. But I also think she was able to dig down into her rotation. She was able to get creative.
Like no other.
Like only she has shown the ability to do.
Incredible.
And now the Wildcats can sit back. They can go watch a football game tomorrow night.
Speaking of that, Josh, I'm just looking around here at our setup, and guess what? We got to take this stuff home, and sometime tomorrow hike up the Crow's Nest and Teeters. We got work to do.
Yeah. Tomorrow is going to be a fun day. I'm looking forward to it. I've been thinking about it pretty much all week. I think the Wildcats are going to avenge a loss from last year, a very competitive game.
You're going to go with Easton Town. He gave us he said a 1 touchdown, maybe 8-9 points. He's given the spread.
I think we are going to see Ripley Luna build upon what he did in that game against St. Mary's. That's kid
impressive.
Seems to know how to put on a show for the hometown.
Yeah, he does.
And my guess
They're
is
gamers. I mean, that whole crew. I mean, Ripley, Colby, Varick, Reed, Jagger,
Ramsey.
The linemen, Tanner Lee. I mean, we've got dogs. So
Dayton Bauer, man. And you'll like this. The Wildcats have incorporated the last 2 games, especially in Orofino.
I do.
A lot of run game.
I do like that. I do like a little counter.
And when you can do that, all of a sudden that play action gets even nastier. And I think you're going to see the best quarterback in North Idaho. Well, I'm probably going to say the best quarterback in Idaho.
Yeah, he's the best quarterback in the state, I think.
And probably, I mean, we've got a what?
How about one of the best receivers in the country?
Country.
Yeah. How about one of the best linebackers in the state?
And you know what? Colby's been kind of quiet by Colby.
Yeah.
By Colby standards.
Yeah.
So let's safely say tomorrow night's going to be 10 degrees of Luna twins.
Yeah, I mean, you only need 2 degrees because there's 2 of them, and they touch and include every one of their teammates.
Thanks to some sort of biological advantage.
Great job. We got Buck here coming off the camera. So Buck, we're heading to Teeters tomorrow. You'll be on the sideline. So
all right.
Good work here tonight, and another win for the Wildcats, Buck.
Yes. For Simon Miller, I am Josh McDonald. We will see you tomorrow night. Thanks for watching.
Go Cats.
NASCO is a loyal Wildcat activity supporter and Kellogg-based construction management company. Their primary focus is supporting our U.S. military's Department of Defense through the performance of multi-million-dollar federal construction contracts. NASCO has a long history in the Silver Valley where their home office has been based for more than 23 years. They have enjoyed continued growth and now have multiple satellite offices nationwide. To date, they've worked on over 50 military bases and performed more than 3,500 construction projects in 32 states across the U.S. NASCO is proud of their Silver Valley roots and is actively involved in local community events and activities. You can find them on the web at nascousa.com. Wildcats Live would like to thank NASCO for being the original gold level supporter and proud partner. Thank you, NASCO, and go Wildcats. Family owned and operated since 1948 and located in Smelterville, Idaho, Nickerson's Towing and Sales have been taking care of the Silver Valley and beyond for over 70 years. Chad and his crew provide 24/7 mobile services, towing and recovery, and also have a full shop facility available. Whether you need a tow, a jump start, a winch out, a tire change, or fuel delivery, Nickerson's can do it all. As Chad says, no matter how poorly you park it, we can help. Nickerson's also provides services such as secure storage, truck and trailer repair, brakes, transmissions, suspensions, and much more. Chad and family are devoted, longtime supporters of local youth athletics and activities, as well as all things Wildcats. Give them a call at 208-784-1238 or find them on Facebook at Nickerson Towing and Sales. Wildcats Live would like to thank Nickerson's Towing and Sales for all they have done and continue to do for the community, including their sponsorship of Wildcats Live. Go Cats! North America's premier silver mining and refining company and headquartered in Denver, Colorado, Sunshine Mining and Refining is a precious metals production, development, and exploration company primarily focused on silver. Their namesake project, the Sunshine Complex, is 100% owned by SSMRC and is North America's only vertically integrated silver complex. Located in the mining-friendly Coeur d'Alene Mining District in Idaho,